What's up, people? So, growing up, when I was in church, you used to hear all these things when people telling you, so, or what I would see is people would actually be in church and dating people outside of church, and their whole notion was you don't have the person that you're dating or the person that you want to become your significant other, uh, uh, don't have to be the same as you. They don't have they don't have to do the things that you do. And I used to think and say to myself for a second, but that's not how it works. You want the person that you're dating to be fond of the things that you're fond of, and they could have their own individuality. But the things that your beliefs and values, those things have to be aligned. Because it don't make sense. It's actually counterproductive. Let's say you were a vegan and you at a restaurant with a practical carnivore or someone who eats meat, whatever, for lack of that's a nicer way to put it, right? And you sitting there watching this person just eating their meat, and this kind it's hard to not be with someone who shared your beliefs and values and things of that nature, even as small as you being a vegan and them still eating meat. That's like counterproductive to a real fruitful relationship, to be honest with you, if you ask me, right? It's kind of like if you were in church, you're dating someone who is not in church. One of you guys is actually hoping that the other come and join the other one. So that also in itself is kind of like, whoa, so you dating this person in an attempt to change them into becoming who you are. Or they dating you in an attempt to change you into becoming who they are, whether they believe it or not, whether they are aware or agree with those types of things. But reality is that's just the truth. You're not dating someone who eat meat. Let's say I don't eat meat. I'm dating someone who eat meat, and my goal isn't to get them to actually eventually stop consuming meat like I did. That's the goal. That would be the goal. So it's the same thing in church. So when you do that, my problem with that is when you force people into a lifestyle or to accept a lifestyle that you have adapted, then they may do it simply to get to your good graces of that relationship. But afterwards, I don't think they would be too fond of or care or crazy about sticking it through, which is why a lot of these relationships, they don't last for too long. It's because they are built on they not built on solid foundation. A relationship as such that is built on condition and in hope that if you do come and join me, we'll be together forever. If not, then this will hinder the relationship growth for the duration of the relationship. It will not promote growth in the relationship, and it will not promote individuality, because that person will eventually have to comply or will comply with you and becoming and doing more of what you like and not taking care of themselves. So if you ask me, yeah, it's one of those things. It's really tough driving in South Florida, because people just don't get it. They have no types of fucking driver cues. But I'm not gonna let that drift me off topic. But the idea is, you wanna not lie to yourselves. It's easy for us to lie to ourselves because as human we do that shit a lot. We lie to ourselves just to maintain the status quo, and that not necessarily because it's a big deal, just because we want to believe things or what we wish they were or they are. But and then we try in an attempt to do so, we kind of like subconsciously ignore reality. And after a while of doing that, then it becomes the norm. So your lies and your realities, your fantasies, will then be replaced by your realities. And reality, as it is, will then be put on the back burner. And everyone who reminds you of it, who bring you into the cold truth, will not be someone you're fond of, because you are someone who deliberately avoid reality. So try not to avoid reality and be realistic in the things that we have, so as far as expectations go, and definitely only bother with people that share your values and your beliefs. And if you're not doing that, then you could be putting yourself in position for major failures and to experience major setbacks. And I don't think that's fruitful. So be wise and be smart. Cheers.